Hey, what's up, you guys? I'm Jaquan,
I'm Jasmine.
and welcome to the Film Spill.
So today, guys, we're going to be reviewing The Sandman. This is a horror series, and here is the summary. After escaping a 105-year imprisonment, Dream must reclaim his tools and restore his realm, the Dreaming, which has fallen into disarray.
Yeah, this was definitely an interesting series. The rating I'm gonna give this film is going to be a 3. Let's get into my pros and my cons. So, very first pro, Morpheus' abilities were really dope. I think the dream world was also really dope. Also, just finding out that this character I think was connected to like DC. I think that was really dope too. So it has some comic book connections. Johanna Constantine sending that demon back to hell was crazy. Morpheus defeating Lucifer in the game. Ethel with the protective pendant was definitely dope. The ruby that grants wishes was cool. When John was using the ruby to reveal people's truth in that diner, that was crazy because they was like having sex with each other and killing shit. It was crazy. Death's ability was definitely wild. I mean, of course she's deaf, but just how she was so calm about it and sweet and just like she's deaf. It was wow. The Hobb experiment was dope. You know, letting him basically live for all those years eternally and dream thinking, oh, he's gonna basically go crazy, but no, he just enjoyed it. But it did sound wild, you know, just being able to just constantly seeing your family die. Fiddler's Green was nice. Unity taking the vortex power from Rose, sacrificing herself in the process, was very noble. Destiny's power was crazy. Lucifer just leaving hell was just crazy. Like, how do you just, you're the devil. Like, you just leave hell. I really like the plot of season 2. Seeing all the different characters try to come and claim hell was very interesting. Morpheus ended up giving the key to hell to heaven. I thought that was also interesting. Morpheus capturing Azazel, the fairy shine ability, which is basically like them wearing makeup. I thought that was also cool. Destruction's dog was cool. Johanna Constantine saving Orpheus's head. Morpheus killing his son was very noble, because of course he was suffering. I like seeing Father Time as well as Mother Night, Odin, and Thor capturing Loki. Cons, Roderick Burris was an op. It was crazy when the millions of people want to wake up. I think that would just be a crazy way to live. Corinthians' eyes was just ugly. Morpheus being in prison for 100 years was crazy because it's like humans always doing something. Cain and Abel relationship was very weird. It's like they loved each other, but one of them was always killing the other, and the other one just accepted it. When Ethel gave her son the pendant and she died of old age, Unity having a baby while she was asleep was wild. We talked about that because at first we was like, wait, did somebody rape her or something? And come to find out it was, you know, Desire. But we was talking about how
Somebody delivered the baby.
yeah, nobody suspected nothing weird about that. The adoption agency not wanting to help Rose was definitely lame. The serial killer convention, that was just insane. But I think stuff like that probably does happen in real life. Desire was an op. Finding out Morpheus exiled Nada to hell because she didn't want to be with him. It's like that's just like a crazy amount of petty. Orpheus not listening to the gods at all. All he had to do was just keep walking and his girl would have been free. This dude turned around. Orpheus becoming the severed head was crazy. It was crazy when Loki burnt the baby to release him from his physical shell because we were like, yo, this dude just threw this baby in his freaking fire. What? And the biggest con for me is I just did not like Daniel becoming the new Dream. We just became so accustomed with Morpheus being Dream. I just didn't like this aspect of him. Oh, the Eternals change. It's like, what? I think that was lame. Even though they said that is in the comic and that actually happens, I just didn't like it. Other than that, give it a 3.
Okay, guys, I give this series a 2 out of 5. I think it was crazy when Dream was captured and, like you said, a bunch of people all over the world who were asleep at that time was stuck in a dream state. But why did they have him naked while he was being held hostage?
Yeah.
Like, have some human decency and cover the man.
Yeah.
I liked Constantine. She was a big help throughout the years.
For sure.
I like Constantine. She was a big help throughout the series. The Diner Massacre, like you said, was crazy and dark whenever John used that Ruby's power to force the diners to act out their deepest, darkest desires, resulting in a lot of blood and madness. In season 2, it was crazy finding out that Dream was in love with a black woman named Nada, but he ended up sending her to hell for 10,000 years because his pride and ego was wounded when she rejected his proposal to become a goddess and rule by his side. So he condemned her to an eternity of suffering, but eventually frees her. But that was just so crazy. It was crazy when Dream killed his own son, Orpheus, even though he did it to put him out of his misery because he was suffering from what happened with his wife. And the ending was crazy when Dream took his sister Death's hand and voluntarily passes away. But they said he did it because he was too overcome with grief. But like you said, I didn't care for that new person. He didn't even know what to do, what was going on. Like, it was just crazy.
I didn't like that.
But overall, I give it a 2 out of 5. It was okay.
Yeah, just like always, make sure you guys like, subscribe, and comment. You guys have a good one.